In the last video, I talked about this Density MK3 compression plugin, which does introduce some saturation as well, so adding some harmonics. And I just wanted to make this short video to tell you that even though, everybody has Plugin Doctor, they can have Plugin Doctor, they can load the plugin and see what's actually happening when you're turning certain knobs, what's happening with the EQ curve, what kind of harmonics are being added or not being added, what's happening with the dynamics when you actually apply some. And even though you can see all of that, you might choose to use a plugin which combines a couple of things together. It's not because they managed to fool you and because now you think that it sounds analog or better just because, they say so, they're fooling you with some marketing. This plugin is free and I like the way it sounds, so I choose to use it knowing that it's supposed to mimic analog circuitry, and I don't use it because it says it does. I use it because I like the kind of saturation it's applying. I like it because of the way it does do compression and because it's really easy to set up. So some of the things that are really important to me when working is the ease of use and the ease of getting a certain result. And that same philosophy can go for all of those, Pultec emulating EQs where you can just turn two knobs and get that specific curvature, with that shelf and that notch in the low frequencies. So ease of use, just a couple of knobs being turned, producing a specific result you really like could be just a thing. Maybe the default setting it turns on with applies this color with these harmonics specifically, and I like that. And maybe I'm fooled, but more often than not, people do have, as I said, Plugin Doctor. They can see what it's doing in the back and they're not being fooled. They just like the way it sounds. Important thing is you should know what's happening with a plugin. And why I'm saying this is not to be a nerd and to always geek out on the smallest of the details. You should read manuals. You should know how to use the tools you're using because you're going to be more effective at using them. And you're going to use them with better precision. And usually, when I started doing music production, when I started doing this while not being schooled when I was young, every time I used to learn something profound and new, like actually technically correct, I realized that something that I've been doing was so wrong and that it would have saved me so much time to just know the inner workings of something, to know the exact principle. And then I could also just as well experiment, do stupid stuff if I wanted to, but I would at least know what's happening. So read manuals, get Plugin Doctor, check out what your favorite plugins are doing, and continue using them. Even though they're doing a couple of things at the same time, they might not be fooling you that they are the analog recreation of whatever they say they are, but they could be producing a good result that you get to fast by just turning a couple of knobs, and that might be preferable. So far, I have recorded over 80 hours of lessons to help you become a professional producer. And now, thanks to 11.org, I can offer them to everyone completely free. Check out the free music production certificate at mixingacademy.com.